Hello and welcome to Geoffrey Gardens, scenario number 51 in our quest to play everything in OpenRCT2. Today's goal, 2,000 guests at the end of year 4, with a park rating of at least 600. Now, if this looks familiar, it's because it should be. This is basically a send-up of the Evergreen Gardens concept from the base game. And as in that scenario, we have a lot of paths going absolutely everywhere, and guests are definitely going to get lost. So, I think what's going to make the most sense, starting out, is for us to cut off the paths that go random places. So that one there, and then that one there, and then I will take out this middle of the bridge so I remember. And that's going to allow them to come in here, go around, and go down to here, so we have access to the water, and that's about it. So let's open up and take a look at our rides here. Of course, we're going to start with a merry-go-round because that is basically the ideal starting ride. At least I choose to think so. And as far as queue colors are concerned, I'm going to keep this crazy paving path. And since we already have so much pathing with the just default thing, I'm just going to leave it with that. Let's try the yellow queues. I think that's going to look pretty nice. So that will fit there. That will fit there. And on we go. So, predictably, nobody's here yet because the park was just recently opened. I do have an information kiosk available, and you already know what we're going to do with that. Land of the $5 umbrellas. Every park, every time. And then, in terms of gentle rides, we also have the Crooked House and the Haunted House. Ferris wheel, mini golf, observation tower, the car ride, and the spiral slide. Coasters, not really a huge variety right off the bat, but we do have 4 years. Side friction, Virginia reel, classic wooden, and a wooden wild mouse. These two, in almost every scenario, we'll unlock more of those. We have the dinghy slide, long flume, boat hire, and then we already took a look at that. So I'm going to have this focus on roller coasters and thrill rides, maximum funding. And we might as well go ahead and put in a couple more gentle rides like our haunted house and such right here. Should be pretty simple. I will, I suppose, just have those set right there. Now, we don't need to have a long queue for this because it is just a haunted house. So that can be a single queue. We'll bring this out to here, and then next to it, we can probably put a Ferris wheel. Ah, okay, I played myself here. I thought I was going to have another piece of path, because then I could just have an entrance and an exit on both sides, both ends of it, but that's not going to make any sense. So what I will do instead, I think I can get away with this. Put the entrance here, and I'll put the exit here, because people generally want to ride the Ferris wheel in pairs. So if I do that, they'll have a way to get on. And then we do have a little bit more space for some other stuff, like, for example, some French fries. And we can get some hot dogs as well. And then I think we also have drinks. We do. I will put that, I suppose, right on the path here. And then, of course, a restroom right next door on that side path. And I've got a little bit more space here. But this is going to give us a nice core right inside the entrance so that we can, have the guests have something to do. And of course, the first guy just wanders all the way down here, past all this. That's the way she goes, I guess. Probably should start putting some coasters in. It is a 4-year scenario, so we do have tons of time. But 4 years is a very long time if you're not making any money. So regular designs on these are usually pretty fine. But support height becomes an issue after a certain point. And I don't know that I'm going to have... Oh, nice. That would actually fit right underneath as long as I was able to get the station set up correctly. Yeah, see, that's right up against the path. That's not going to work. If I move it to here, then it might be okay still. It's only $4,300. Isometric view once again is my like arch nemesis. I think this is just five blocks or a half block above, not 5 blocks, like 5 feet, I should have said, above this, because that's not going to play nice. Well, we also, you know, do have the ability to remove this path entirely. Once again, isometric view is absolutely cooking me here. So I'm just going to take that out. Have to be careful not to take out the bridge upon which they are walking, because then they drown and then bad things. Oh! Oh no. Okay, alright, hold on. Again, isometric view. I detest. It's so hard. Well, for this purpose. How do I thought I was clicking on this guy. There we go. Get in here. Now I have to put the path back, but that's the way it goes, I suppose. Okay, now I can finally continue construction on this. I need an entrance and I need an exit. So, if I've removed my pathing here, I guess it doesn't really matter, does it? I just need this to kind of do one of those numbers. So let's just do a simple out and back queue here. Your park entrance fee is too high. Wait, what's... I didn't even check the park entrance fee. It's probably like $80 or some garbage like that. So that is, I believe, now connected here. Crazy Volt and operation. What are we charging to get into this thing? Oh, $10. Oh, that must mean we're on the free rides. Okay, well, I guess that's okay. We'll sell a lot of umbrellas, most likely. So this, I think if I turn the trees off, you should be able to see it. Yeah, okay. So they can get into this. Let's take this to this side. Yeah, for the sake of what we're doing here, I'm just going to take this path out entirely. Turn off my vegetation, turn off my supports. What? Oh, those, okay, that's trees are there. That's why that looks like that. So I guess that is, it's about as good as I can do at this exact moment in time when we do have a roller coaster that goes underneath the path. That should be pretty interesting to watch. But I don't know, I would consider this to be too high of a park entrance fee for, well, I did cut off access to the actual gardens. We're going to... Oh, these giraffes? Yeah. We're going to open those up in due time. I hope nobody's managed to escape through here yet. Well, regardless, what else have we... Classic mini coaster, that is the junior coaster. Decent ride. But I really would like some thrill rides here. I guess if I was a glutton for punishment, I would build a railroad around the entire map. But those are expensive. Chairlift probably is going to make a lot more sense when we actually get around to that part. So for now, I suppose we just have to keep justifying what we're charging for admission. And at $10 a piece, I think we can start being a little bit more aggressive. Charge 20, because especially if they're not going to, you know, pay per ride. We gotta get them while we can with the money here. They come in with $100. Okay, not all of them with 100, but yeah, good bit of these folks are happy to pay the price. So let's get this on triple speed. We do have 4 entire years. I don't think that's going to be a problem. We just have to, you know, be able to pay for things. This also would probably benefit from having a direct access. Oh, those aren't trees. They were gardens, of course. So that's not going to fly there. Once again, isometric view absolutely just murders me. Okay, that was the right spot. Can I even fit? No, I cannot, so there's no reason to have that there. Okay. Well, when there's other things to do over here, this won't be as bad of a deal to have this roller coaster all the way back here. And I can put something maybe in this corner as well. Observation towers are kind of a nothing burger in terms of, you know, guests actually caring about it. But since rides are free, it could be a decent guest sink if it was in a decent spot, and it's very, very cheap to run and build. Oh, speaking of safest park in the country, we don't have any mechanics, so let's fix that. I think everything is fine there. Yep, okay. Suspended swinging coaster. Give me a thrill ride. A thrill ride would be fantastic. Would love to see that. I can't really justify building an observation tower. Spiral Slide is a great ride if rides are free because it costs basically nothing. But it also, you know, isn't really a great use of space, depending on how you want stuff to be laid out. The Dr. Pepper berries and cream scheme is what I'm going to call that. Let's see. Because I can just have the entrance be right off the regular path. But that probably isn't really serving much of a purpose, much of a benefit, cramming everything completely just slammed full in here. But at the same time, what else am I going to do with the space? Don't know. I don't really have a good spot to stick any of this. Now, if I were to do right here, then I have an entrance and an exit. This actually could work quite well. Nope, I clicked in the wrong spot. There we go. 5 people on ride. There you go. That gives them something else to do over here. Mine train coaster. And sometimes I say, I don't want to build this because it's expensive and blah, blah, blah. We have 4 years. So we actually could. We have a pretty big amount of space. We could have a couple of really nice coasters in here. If we can get enough guests to come through the door and pay enough money in admission to be able to subsidize all of this. As long as we keep our operating costs down, we should be okay. Oh, ride running costs are so low. Okay, we're already at almost $81 for... Oh, wait, no, it's June, so that was... The entire month was $81 for run rides. Entrance tickets, $2,760. Okay. Okay, we're cooking here. What's our maximum loan? 25, alright. So we can't go too crazy just yet. But I'm going to start looking for opportunities to keep raising our price of entry here. Okay, the next person comes in is going to put me at... oh, I missed it. Never mind. I was going to change it to 25 just as soon as it got to an even 100, but not quite there yet. Alright, so now we'll put this on 25. I think that should be a good increment to go. And then after a little while we'll go to 30. But I don't want to charge any more than that right now. Even if the guests would pay it, it would just be like, alright, really? You're going to charge that much for that? I don't think so. So to kind of cut things off a little bit nicer here, let's have this go... Oh, it's our favorite song, Spiral Slide in the Way. Let's have this come down... Oh, I thought that was going to be so much closer. Okay. Never mind. I guess this just has to stay here. 3D Cinema, really? We're already scraping the bottom of the barrel with the first thrill ride we researched. Oh, boy. Virginia Reel is a pretty decent cheap coaster. I mean, it's not my favorite thing ever. I've said this a whole bunch of times, so we don't need to keep relitigating it, but it's really not that bad if you have a good place for it, which sometimes is easier said than done. This isn't awful. It's not bad right here. It would fit pretty nicely in this exact spot. And it even has the correct colors on the pathing, so that's always a nice plus. Open that up. Of course, it is free because everything is free. So I guess that's fine. Now, if we're gonna get the splash boats or whatever unlocked, that's a great tool for relieving overcrowding, and it's not that expensive to operate. You can also use it as elevators like we've done before. But I guess that is probably not happening for a while. Let's get another mechanic. Let's get a couple more handymen just so we, stay ahead of this a little bit. And research-wise, vertical drop coaster. Okay, that's a good one. All right. What are people saying about park entrance fee? Are they even saying anything? Huh. All right. Well, the vertical drop coaster is a really, really versatile design if you work with the terrain. If you're just building it all on a flat thing, then it's going to look insane like this, but it's also $46,000. Or that. Okay, that just looks super weird. So maybe we'll hold on to this one for a while and go for something else. Classic wooden coaster is always a great choice, but we're missing some cash to make that a pretty good ride. Just would really, really like to have some better thrill rides in here. So I guess we're going to get one on the 28th of August. We're going to find out. Okay, I've got my mechanic on the scene, taking care of that. Breakdown should be okay. Do I have any trash cans? I don't think I do. No trash cans. Not a single one. Just pop in a few more of those. Benches at the exits. Usually a good choice, if I can make it happen. There we go. No, I think we're just farming park entrance fee at this point. All right, so when this gets to, there we go, 50, I'll change it to 30 because I like this to always be a nice round number. There's probably something wrong with me, but we're moving on. Well, they've just lined up like nobody's business for the Texas tubs here. All right, what are you researching for me here? Oh, come on, swinging inverter ship. You can do better than that. I do want to get this opened up to some more guests, but this is a lot of pathing. And they would love nothing more than to get hopelessly lost. On the other hand, we do sell park maps. And I don't think it would be that far-fetched for us to have a chairlift to go from this side of the park to this side of the park. Probably would be the easy thing to do. You could also do a train in shuttle mode, and you don't have to have a loop, but if it's in shuttle mode, there's only one train, and the longest that gets is 8 cars, which might hold 40 people-ish. I think it's multiples of 6. Maybe the lead one might hold 4. I'm not entirely sure. So chairlift is probably going to be the better solution there, but there also has to be something to do on the other side when they get there. So, why don't we have this just go right about here? Oh, I had that going the wrong way. Yeah, I'll start there. I'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'll go 4 back that way. It doesn't have to be a super big station, but this does affect the amount of chairs you actually get. So that being set like that is probably fine. If I go straight the way across, where does that leave me here? Oh, I have full clearance, except for the giraffes. Oh, except for the giraffes. All right, but that is going to bring me up to right about here. So let's go around the giraffes. Just do a quick thing like this. And then I'll just have this hook up to this path. I think that should be a decent, yeah, that's 2. That'll be fine. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 there. Quick ride. We probably don't need to have that many chairs, but I think this is going to end up being something that we're going to want to make use of. So entrance here. 1, 2, 3. Exit there. And then I have to put it on this side as well. Let's do entrance here, exit here. Okay. So now how many chairs is this going to give me? 22. I think that's as many as it's going to allow. So that'll do 44 passengers total. We can also do ski lift chairs, which have more excitement, a lot more intensity, and some more nausea. let's just do that. Let's do that. The speed, I think we can crank it up to 9, but I'm going to keep it at 4. Yeah, I'm very interested to see what the rating is on this. Chairlift 1 is no path leading from its exit. Yeah, cry about it. Okay, so that will get connected there. Let's hit pause so nobody actually gets dumped into the middle of nowhere. And because of the way... the game is paused. Of course it is. Let's put a path on that exit just in case. So if that goes down to like that, then I have this come. I think I could just do the same kind of thing I did over there. Except now this one's going to be... Yeah, that's fine. So now that's actually connected. And that lines up. It just looks like it doesn't line up because this is the same path type, but it's the same exit, entrance, same length, and then this is just the connector there. All right, where's our first victims? I mean passengers here. Come on. Get to the end. I think they're right there. They will probably not be jumping for joy, but they will. Yeah, there we go. Oh, they're getting right back on. Oh, there's nothing to do over here. Okay, well, the important thing is that we have a transit link between the halves of the park, which means I can just put these 2 paths back in. Now it's not likely that a guest gets hopelessly lost going all the way to the other side of the park. No test results yet, huh? Because I guess this one has to get all the way back. We will need to put some stuff to do over here. Wow, excitement rating of 3. Now I wish I was charging for this stuff, huh? How about that? All right, so over here is absolutely screaming for a good roller coaster right at the exit. And we do have some other options now, but I kind of want to put whoop-de-doos over here. And I don't have a great selection of thrill rides, so I hope this 25th of March business here is going to be good. We are technically a little bit behind in our guest count. We're less than 500, but I think it's going to catch up pretty quickly here. Yes, they're walking around. They got their umbrellas. They got their park maps, hopefully. Oh, I guess I should have put my entrance and my exit at opposite ends because of how they get on and off these chairs here. Yeah, maybe I'll swap those at some point. Yeah, it's like the same exact kind of deal on the side. I put them exactly the wrong way. Oh well, is what it is. They're lined up out the wazoo to do this. Motion simulator. Come on, man. See, mine train's expensive. Most of these are. Classic Mini Coaster doesn't have to be. Crazy Caterpillar's not a bad design. It's only $3,000. And this actually doesn't look too intrusive in terms of how the pathing is set up. We just have to be careful about putting the stations in. Okay, that would actually probably work pretty nicely like this. So that, nope, come on. Nope, that's facing the wrong way. One of these days I'll get this figured out. So that will go here. That will go here. That will go there. That will be fine. That's once again the wrong tile. Good job. That's fine there. I don't think I can put anything else in this spot, but now there's a coaster. It doesn't look awful over the top of this. That's actually kind of neat. All these gravestones and everything. Motion simulator. Another thrill ride in 11 days. So that's progress. We're up over 500 guests now. Texas Tub's predictably not a full queue anymore. I will say the path layout in this map is not nearly as complicated as Evergreen Gardens is. So hopefully we don't have issues with guests getting lost. Water is good for you. Let's see, can I... No, it's not going to fit there because of clearance issues. Yeah, but I can put one here. And I think that is going to have to be good enough. Right at the exit entrance. So on and so forth. Should be fine. Haunted house broke down. Both of those guys are busy. Let's hire a third. Oh, wow. So I guess they had a lot to do then. That guy immediately had a job. Well, it'll even out. Top spin. Oh, yes. We do love top spin here, don't we? Where am I going to put this? Probably not a bad idea to, keep it in a decent location. That's not going to fit there, because it's going to want to go over the coaster. And that's probably okay here as well, but... Oh, I didn't connect to this. I'll need to do that. But I do want to have this top spin popped in place first. See, that will fit there, but it won't fit the other place. If I put it over the path, that's kind of fun. This can get wrapped around all the way to the back there. Oh, I just have to put it in extend mode. There we go. That's a decent way to utilize space. Intense mode. Now I have to come back here and fix this path because I think guests are trying to take it and it doesn't work. Okay. So that works. Not looking too bad. Launched, free fall. Yeah, now we're cooking. Now we're cooking. We got some rides here that are actually going to be really popular. That is the correct height for that. That's going to let me get away with that. I don't necessarily want to cover up the gardens here, but I wasn't tasked with building a garden. I was tasked with building a theme park. So, if I just punch through the fence there, then all I have to do is get this connected through the fence. Not too shabby. So far we've built mostly cheap rides to operate. Are we that far behind the mechanics? No. They're just kind of lazy. Just got fixed. Alright. What have we made so far in admissions? Wow, 17,000. Alright. I'm doing it. We're going to 40 bucks. I think they can handle that. Seems like it shouldn't be much of an issue. Yeah, if you're coming in with $90 and I don't have that many options for you to buy food, you can pay $40. You can afford it. Corkscrew roller coaster is another good one for us to have. And would allow us to have a relatively inexpensive design. Guest count is still pretty low, though. We're going to have some corner of the park a nice big coaster. Would be very nice. Now, I do have this pier here. I think I'm going to need to build a boat hire. Just because we have to have some sort of water ride. And I also think it's going to have to be one of those things with a fixed circuit. Just because of how these idiots like to handle boats. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I guess 7 is probably fine if it's a complete loop. They don't have to worry about getting lost. So entrance here, exit here, not that it really matters. But now, this is an open RCT2 thing. We have swept curves, we have 3 other sizes, and you can put S-bins in the track here. So we have some exciting, well, asterisk, exciting possibilities for our boat hire customers here. I do really like the idea of these being a little bit more interesting. So it is genuinely kind of funny that it allows us to do this, just because that's, it's not what you expect when you think, oh, I'm going to go on the boat hire. And no, it's like, all right, what are you doing? So I suppose it doesn't have to get too crazy, but it can be fun to just have a little bit of variety. I'm going to paint this watercolor so it doesn't have to, look stupid or anything, but this also might end up being kind of long. But it's also just like, look how neat this is. You just go just like that. Sound effects included. And I don't think I can, yeah, I can't really go much further than that, so if I just do one of these numbers, and then just right back in, and I've got 8 rowing boats, or I can have canoes. Let's just keep it at the 8 rowing boats. Open it up, and the color scheme for this, let's go for, that's the wrong one. That yellow is pretty nice, though. Dark water blends right in. Keep those guys moving right along there. And that will look pretty nice as well. And you know what can go right at the end of that is an information kiosk where they can buy umbrellas. Guests are complaining about the amount of trash in your park. Well, I only have 5 handymen for a giant park, and there are not very many trash cans. So we can spend just a brief moment here putting a couple of trash cans in place so they can actually throw things away properly. I always like to put those on the slopes because it's the easiest thing to do unless the slope doesn't exist. So that should help just a touch. Now they have the scenic. Wow, look at them go. They're actually they're putting the pedal to the metal on this. They don't have not enough guests interested in riding the boats. But what's the that gets an excitement rating of 2.28? Really? All right. Okay, yeah, definitely understand. It's not thrilling. But it's free. All right. So what was my normal view? There we go. See, that doesn't look too bad. And they're never going to get stuck, theoretically. All right. What have we researched? Lay down roller coaster, twister, and corkscrew. Okay, I'm kind of low on cash at the moment. They don't seem to have any problems paying this. All right, I'm doing it. Let's go up to 50. Hey, if they'll pay it, then that's fine. And it's almost... Oh, that's why. That's why. That is quite a lot of vomit. All right. I'm not zoning handyman on this map because I don't have a death wish. So we're just going to leave that as is. And hopefully they come around to pick things up. Okay, now what just got unlocked there? Lay down coaster. That's right. Okay. Where's just my regular steel coaster? Now, the Twister coaster is a good, large design. But it is kind of expensive, and we're not making money per ride anymore. That being said, I love that this is literally exactly the same, except the station is slightly different. It would probably be, not that one, 188,000. Probably behoove us to find some pretty cheap designs. The Heartline Twister is a good one to just, shove in a corner somewhere. Laydown coaster, we built a couple of these. I think I built this one before, and I just repainted it, but that's also $11,000. And, again, we're not making money per ride, so I can't just farm something with one of those whoop-de-doo coasters or anything, but they are still decent, compact designs. Alright, buy the umbrellas. Buy my $5 umbrellas, and be glad they're not 20. Still have roller coasters to give, still have thrill rides to give. I think we're doing okay. Now, if this is just a regular looping coaster, that'd be great, because those are super cheap to build. Right now, we do have the 3 coasters. We have this one, and then we have this guy over here. And it doesn't seem to be incredibly popular. Wow, the excitement rating is almost 5. That's pretty good. It's pretty good. It's October year 2, and we only have 700-something guests. So this is, oh, it's broken down. That's why. It's gonna have to be something we work on. Okay, 2 more mechanics. Seems like that's gonna be the easiest way we can deal with this. I need to get some more consumables for these guests to purchase. Classic wooden twister coaster. Okay, let's add shops and stalls to the rotation. And we can add a few more, or I guess just duplicates. Look at all that vomit on the... Wow, okay. How about some giraffe stuff here? See-through scenery, see-through vegetation. Yeah, hot dog stall 2. How about a French fry stall 2? Fries shop, I'm sorry. Yeah, let's get those prices synced up in case I decide I need to raise them later. Drink stall 2. And restroom 2. I'm not currently charging for that. Operative term being currently. Definitely need to get some more people in the park. We can do marketing, you know, that's always allowed. Well, unless it's specifically disallowed. But I'd like to avoid that. Also, it's expensive, and we're not really making a lot of money because I'm spending most of it. Park entrance tickets actually down substantially for October versus September. I wonder if that's because it's $50 and people don't feel like it's worth it. But did I get a thing that said my park entrance fee is too high? No, I did not. But, you know, the numbers don't lie. This is less than even August. So either we've just reached capacity on what we already have built, or the high price is keeping folks away. Interesting. Very, very interesting. Well, we'll see what happens here in March of year 3. Keep in mind this is a 4-year scenario. I'm probably going to have to, at some point soon, just bite the bullet, take out a loan, and build a big old coaster in the back here. Because the loan interest is basically a non-factor. It's so cheap. So if I go up to 25... If I build a big expensive coaster, it's going to attract guests, and they're going to pay that $50 to get in. Corkscrews, fine. Mine train coaster. If I can find one of these that has a decent excitement rating, these don't tend to be super high. Yeah, see, I just don't think that's really worth it. See, this one, they're all really expensive, but might actually be decent if I can afford to build one. But we do have the classic wooden and the wooden twister. We had that one that I modified that wasn't that bad. Yes, wooden loop dude. Oh, it's only a 5.9. Never mind. 5.7. It is only $7,000. 5 drops, 1 inversion. And it's a decent size and shape for the corner of a park. That's honestly not that bad. Is there somewhere else this might fit better? Not really. Can I put this on the back side? I can. I can, and it's actually not that... It's not that bad right there. $8,500 in the corner of the park. All right. I'm picking up what you're putting down. Let's do a entrance-exit swap here. Just so I have a little bit better of a time. 2 trains, 7 cars per train. That's fine. I'm not charging for this anyway, so don't need to worry about it. I don't think I need to have a super crazy long queue here, so I'll just have that come out like so. That come out like so, and then this could connect right about here. Let's see what the path mark. 10 feet, and that other one is 35. Okay. Once again, isometric view. I come to you in my time of need. Can I just come down this side here? That's going to get me to 10 feet. That's 15. That's 10. Come right down underneath that path. Okay. Well, it's a good start, and this also would allow us to put something else kind of above the water-ish. They are lined up for this boat hire, man. I did not think I would ever see the day. Fruity Ices stall. Okay, let's get some ice creams in here. So that's definitely the plural for ice cream and not just ice cream. Actually, grammatically speaking, it probably is. I don't know. Let's see. Corkscrew coaster. Can I shove one of these in here? $4,500. Oh, that's got landscaping. I don't care about that. Heartline Twister already talked about being a good way to fill a very long and narrow space. They're not really that exciting. We're also not selling tickets to each individual ride, so as long as it absorbs some quantity of guests, I think we might be in decent shape. Stand-up coaster. Comparatively fewer options. Stand-up shuttle loop. Hey, that's cheap. That's not the one I clicked on. Let's see if I can get this to play nice here, because I can have this go all the way down-ish, and then I can just have the one path come out the backside here. Might not be a bad idea, in all honesty. Let's see. This would also allow me to do the same thing here. Let's be perfectly clear. Okay, let's try this. This one here. Powered launch without passing station, 38 miles per hour. I have no reason to believe this is going to crash, but I always have to make sure. Okay, that is so tame. Oh, it just barely makes it. Okay, that's exactly what you want. Super cheap, super effective. So now I've just got a 4-piece on that. Have this come out here, up 2, and across. Alright, and that's also going to allow me to build a second one right next door, so they can race. Not that that's, you know, really that big of a deal, but... Oh, I'm going to have to mess with the terrain to do that. Alright, and let's not do that then. Let's just never mind. Click on the duck. That's not the duck. There we go. Quack, quack. So now we got 2 things to do over here. This is going to have a... Do you mind? I'm trying to speak. One of those things. Put in some benches. Somebody vomited after getting off the boat ride. Look. Theme parks might not be for you. Let's see. How's the chairlift actually getting used? Yeah, these things are stacked up here. That means we have too many. Or alternatively, they're not balanced one end to the other in terms of how many guests want to get on. But it seems like they're fine. All right, we have to close this because I have to move my my entrances and my exits to different spots. They are yeah, they just it has to be swapped. The whatever the term is just not working. Oh, I can't make this. Or can I? If I put this here, is this going to have that go to that side? It is. Okay, good. That's exactly what I wanted. And then this one over here also has to be moved. Yeah, they're taking way too long to get in and out. So that should fix that issue. And I suppose just automatically reopen should go a whole lot better. Alright. This coaster actually is decently popular. I'm kind of surprised. 32, that's a full load, isn't it? Alright. Neat. But I also am still not halfway to the guest goal, and it is the second month of the 3rd of 4 years. So, got to get these numbers up. Let's take a look at our park entrance tickets. Okay, so March was at $3,500. I guess that means we just needed to build some more stuff. And I don't know what else I can really do right now except kind of just wait. So let's see how many people are coming through the gate. Well, none of them are turning around, that's for sure. Oh good, we've invented hamburgers. So we can have some of that soon. Let's see. Haunted House 1 still hasn't been fixed. Well, I think our mechanics have, you know, plenty of stuff to attend to. So maybe that's something we could add a couple more of those guys. But I gotta get people in here. And I gotta get them spending more money. Got to be able to get more people in here. Let's see, we researched burgers. Probably need to have more emphasis on shops and stalls, but I do want to get more of these thrill rides unlocked, especially. But we need to have burgers. Go ahead and set that to Like so, and then I guess I can build another one over here because we were kind of... Wow, look at all that vomit on that path right there. That is... Hoo boy. I'm just going to pick up a handyman, stick one in front of that, and he can clean it. Got 11 grand. Probably should put another coaster in. I've already got my wooden twister coaster. See, but I wanted one of the really cool coasters to go over here. Or at least if I'm going to spend that much money on something, it should be a neat one. Let's see. Oh, is this a racing coaster? It is, but that is not going to fit in that spot. What is this? Okay, that doesn't look too bad. Doesn't look too bad. See, that'll fit there, but it's a weird station height. Let's see. See, this here might not be bad, but I probably should reserve this for a another wooden coaster, maybe. See, wood ship is always the favorite, right? I end up building that one probably more often than not, but that's really high up on the supports there. Anybody else? So this also is not a bad design, but that's pretty intense. That's 8.6. But if you have enough guests, they're not going to care. Or you'll have enough at least. It's also not a bad... That's 8.8. What's this one? 8.8 as well. Okay, well that design would have to be rotated. This, you know, honestly, this isn't a bad design. I could still put something kind of in front of it, maybe. I mean, we have a lot of real estate. We don't have to just shove something in the corner because the corner's there. It's only $7,000. That's not bad. Not bad. Not bad. Okay, we'll roll with that. So this will be your entrance. This will be your exit. 2 trains, 7 cars per train. You know the drill. We've seen this whole song and dance before. Just bring this all the way out to here. And then path height-wise, that's at 10, that's at 0. Okay. So that will come across that way. Let's just go down here. That works. And then I can put something else over here, possibly, if I have another decent design. See, these are fine, but they tend to be not exactly the right shape for what we're trying to do. I could move that over one more. Balloons. Balloons, balloons, balloons. That's a good way to make a quick buck. Let's see. What can I pop this guy right here? Put another balloon stall over in this area. Random colors. Yeah, they'll buy those all day long. There's still thrill rides to research. I mean, if they can get go-karts, then it's game over. People are going to go absolutely nuts for those. Just got to get more people in the park. Which, you know, theoretically probably should include lowering the ticket price, but the ticket price is what pays for everything to get built in the first place, so we will need to wait and maybe lower the ticket price toward the very end. Still would like to get, like, a big steel coaster, or one of those hyper coasters, giga coasters, whatever they're called. Probably would not be a bad idea. But I don't want to untick thrill rides or shops and stalls because that could cause a whole bunch of problems. Let's check on mechanics again. Okay, 5 seems to be doing okay. Yeah, this is what I'm talking about. $6,900, $7,000 in park entrance fees on the dot in May. I will take that any day of the week. That's good. And we still lost money because I built so much stuff. Well, we're at 1,000 guests. That's good, but there's only a year and a half left, so we have to double that number. And I don't think we're going to get too much higher without building a bunch more coasters. Chairlift broke down. Is that actually going better? Well, it's broken down, so I guess I actually cannot tell you, but I would like to think that's going better. Cotton candy stall, huh? Alright. That weird looking thing. Can buy us some cotton candy. And where am I going to stick this? Oh, I can't put it under the chairlift. That's right. Okay, here's fine. I love how wild people are going for this lazy, bad boat hire. That's the way it goes, I suppose. Is anyone actually riding this? Okay, they are. Good. Okay, wow. That's actually a popular coaster. 56. That's 2 full trains. All right. It looks good to me. Still would like a better coaster. I mean, if I could afford to build one of these mine ones, that would be fine, but they're a little expensive. Little expensive. They do look neat, though. 9,200 bucks. This could be, if I can find a decent spot for this to go, would not be a bad choice. It's just the support heights going over paths and stuff make this a little bit of a challenge. This actually doesn't look too bad here. 10,000 some dollars. It does block a lot of the view, but it would be a decent coaster in the middle of the park. For 336, 153. All right, that's our ticket right there. Oh, this is so much higher than the path is. All right, well, you know how that's going to go. I guess I'll take this off at triple speed. I already know this is going to be a long video. It's a 4-year scenario. So that goes there. That's directly over the path. That's fine. Then I just have to have this go down. And then that goes through there. That is opened. And then there you go. So hopefully that brings some more folks in. Let's put this on turbo. And they will line up for this just as soon as it does its own loop there. But hey, I mean, they're streaming in. They're coming up. So I guess that's okay. It seems like we're doing all right. I can't put any more buildings on this little path right there, so I guess that's fine. Souvenir stall. That sells cuddly toys and umbrellas. That's a good thing to just kind of have. And I don't think there's any other... Oh, there's your candy apple. Yeah, that can just stay there. Buy all this stuff. Oh, yeah, here we go. Lined up. Completely full. Not too shabby at all. See a lot of stuff breaking down. I'm going to hire a couple more mechanics, and by a couple I mean 3. And I'm going to hire 10 more handymen, because I'm not doing any sort of assignments at all. Okay, 1,200 guests. We're in August of year 3. We're really going to need this to bump upward in a dramatic manner as soon as possible. I know there's the soft cap for however many coasters and other rides you have, but I didn't think it was that big of a deal. Popcorn stall. Did we run out of coasters? No, we did not. All right. Well, popcorn helps make money, so that's fine. This, I'm sure... Oh, it will. Okay, well, popcorn at the exit of the coaster. Why not? Why not? People are actually buying this, too, huh? And they're just breaking down. Okay, off a turbo we go. Yeah, 1,250-ish guests. Not a terrible place to be. That's only 5/8 of the goal. That's not going to be... not going to be fantastic if we don't get something figured out here. So... yeah, gonna need a couple more big coasters, but I'm already on the maximum loan. Already on the maximum loan. We don't have that many more people coming into the park, especially not lately. But that is a function of, you know, you build coasters and they will show up, and we haven't built a bunch of huge stuff exactly recently. We have this guy. See, marketing, I feel like could be very exploitable in this exact scenario, because you can bring guests into the park with an advertising campaign. If you do free entry to the park, then it actually doesn't cost that much based on how much your opportunity cost is of them not paying. The cost of running the marketing promotion does, of course, have its own cost, but if they're in the park, there's still stuff for them to buy. And your guest count gets juiced. So instead of paying to advertise the park and for them to come in and pay the entrance fee, you can have... And they're not all going to have the voucher or the coupon or whatever. You can have them come in and still spend money on some stuff. And still come out, quote-unquote, ahead because you're getting closer to your goal, even if you're not making a ton of money off that one guest. But if you want them to come in and pay full price, and you spend $350 a week, then, you know, that has to have some sort of return. I'm sure it's going to be more than, what, 7 or 8 guests per week that come in off of that advertising. I don't know. I'm probably not even making sense. I'm on like a collective, like, 15 hours of sleep this entire week. Oh, come on. Why don't I have go-karts? Ah, there we go. There we go. We're going to have go-karts very soon, friends. That is a great way to get people in. Build a real simple, cheap track. What ride was I talking about even building, or was I... No, I wasn't. I was talking about doing marketing. That's also something you can just kind of spam toward the end, and we do have almost more than an entire year to get that done. I just... Normally I do have a few more guests than this, so I think I might have done something slightly wrong here. I mean, the coasters, with the exception of this guy, coasters are all popular. Pretty well ridden. So I don't want to waste money on something that's not gonna be a slam dunk. All right, go-karts. You already know. We've been through this song and dance many times before. I just have to find a good place to do it. Doesn't have to be, you know, a super impressive track. It just has to be a track. So if I have here just one of these numbers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 should be plenty. We will just do the world's most, like, stupid simple go-kart track with a whole bunch of loop backs here. Doesn't have to be fancy, just has to work. Get that going up that way, get that going up that way. Ah, that needs to be... Well, for this to match, it needs to be lowered. Boy, I sure hope you like chicanery, because that's what that is. So let's see, 2, 4 in between. I guess I could have had those, you know, flip-flopped a little bit, but it's fine. I'm so used to that being on the other side. I'll just give them a nice long queue. Shouldn't be longer than maybe... Oh, I got rid of the fountain there. Unfortunate. All right, go-karts 1. 10 carts. 3-lap race. Let's go for 2 laps because it's free. We got to get these folks in here and get them riding on this thing. Give me a bathroom here. That's fine. And what else should I put here? How about an information kiosk? You never have too many of those. Okay. So that should help. Let's get this on turbo through the end of year 3 and see what happens with our guest count. Okay, no one wants to ride go-karts, huh? Okay, there we go. You ever notice how guests go, like, way faster as soon as they get into the queue? Well, I guess the slow guests go way faster. The The fast guests are already walking fast. Alright, so we're into year 4, and I'm just now getting to 1,300 guests. I mean, the growth has been fairly linear. It's just been, you know, a little slower than it should be. So as long as this keeps people occupied, we should be in okay shape. I need more cash. And I need more coasters, and I don't have anything that's making money. I think it might not make sense to you, but I think I need to raise the admission price and then do a marketing campaign. Will they pay $70 to come in here? Yes, they will. Okay, so $70 entrance. If I run an advertising campaign for the park for 12 weeks, that's $4,200. And if I get a couple hundred guests coming in paying $70 a piece, all I have to do to clear this, if I have 100 new guests come in at $70, that's $7,000. I think I'm going to get more than 100 from this campaign, so we're gonna send it. Now let's put this on turbo and see how many people come in. Yeah, see, the park entrance fee strategy is, I think, in that way, kind of exploitable with the marketing, so you can kind of get your return on your investment a lot better. And it's only been like 1 or 2 weeks. Yeah, it's been 1 week, and we've had 50 guests. 2 weeks, and we've had like 60. Okay. Well, it's fine. I wish it would give me statistics on how many people came in from the advertising. I guess for park entrance fees, if you use the coupons, then that might give you a way to kind of estimate it. Yeah, okay, we made our money back on park entrance tickets at least. Now we're at 1,420. Yeah, you know what? I can't be upset about that. I think that's fine. I'll let this go turbo mode till the end of April, and then we'll reassess, because I should have about $10,000 by then, which is going to be enough to build a coaster, which will bring more people in. Alright, so that's April 30th. And just like I thought, $10,000. Alright. I've got a big space here that might work for a coaster. This is practically begging for one. If I had a good design that could fit here. And we still have not gotten a coaster. We haven't gotten a coaster in a long time, or a thing. I think they're just, yeah, see, we got our pizza, we got our tentacles, and I guess that's kind of it. Let's put pizza in. I guess we could have another one of these kind of strips here for different food. Pizza stall 1. Seafood stall. Come get your tentacles. Alright, I gotta put a coaster here. What would fit nicely? The laydown coaster is kind of expensive, but if we found the right setup, could be a winner. I don't think we're gonna get one though, so let's Flying Dutchman Gold Mine's cheap. That is very cheap. Oh, okay, yeah, that's not a big one. Also doesn't have the support height to be able to do this. If I turn it around, it does. So that actually, that would work, except now the entrance and the exit are flip-flopped because I flipped the, the ride design, so that's not going to be nice for pathing purposes. If I move it back 1, then that would work okay. Yeah, okay. That's the wrong button. Give me here. This doesn't have to have a super long queue or anything. I'll just be able to do that, and that, and that. And that's not a very expensive coaster either. It's only about $4,000 to build that. How are we looking on 5 weeks on the campaign, so it's a little over halfway through, and we only, out of all of that, only got another 170, 180 guests. Ish. Well, there's still 4 weeks left. But we made money off of them. So, I guess a little bit of pay for play there with the profit game, but it got us some cash, and now I've got 10,000 bucks again. I can put another coaster in. Stand-up Twister trains for Twister Roller Coaster. Now there's no shops and stalls. There's no thrill rides. I guess roller coasters and water rides are going to have to be it. The double drop, I think, is going to be a good thing to pop over here because that'll hold plenty of people. And we need to get people attracted over here. Double drop might do it. But I think I could fit another coaster also. Now, the vertical drop coasters don't have to be super expensive. This isn't really a great groundbreaking design, but we could... Oh, look at that. Look at that, folks. That could be pretty fun to go right through there. If we were smart about how this got laid out. I think this would work. Okay, so this would be the lift hill here, so I will go... Oh, I also have to make sure I'm not going to have to hear my favorite song. That has enough clearance, right? Yes, alright. Let's see. Ah, yes, there it is. Big 90 in the way. Big 90 in the way. What if I go down? That would work fine there for the queue. This would have to come down here. Nope. Time for our favorite song. Alright. That is going to just have to go like that. Alright. Come one, come all. Ride the big 90. Get this thing out of here. And I will see about putting in... Actually, I need to be able to come through there, and it's not going to let me. Okay, that's all I needed was to get past that, so I know I have a path. And now this has another coaster to attract people over to this corner of the map, and maybe they'll ride stuff. They also might not, you never know. 1,550 guests, campaign over? Yes, I would love to have a campaign summary for that, but... Well, we're at 1,500 guests, and it's the end of June, so we have July, August, September, October. We have 4 months to get another 450 guests in here. Well, I mean, this is one of the expert parks for a reason, I suppose. I only have $5,000. Water tricycles for the boat hire. Yeah, great use of funds. Thanks very much. We're making money hand over fist on park entrance tickets, though. And if I'm confident that I have enough rides to have the soft guest cap above 2,000, then I could just make park entrance free. But I don't know that that's going to really attract people to come in. It might not. But it also might. You never know. Are we looking on these guys? That's fine. Park rating is still really high. Water tricycles, yay, woohoo, nobody cares. I want that double drop ride. Go-karts, as expected, absolutely mobbed. Queue time 7 minutes. And queuing for ages, well, that's okay because you're riding for free. You just paid $70 to come in here is all. I do think swapping these entrances and exits has made a big improvement. Yeah, because they can get on almost immediately. That should help a whole lot. What else to do? It's not often I get kind of completely stumped here. I got 4,600 bucks. Oh, come on. Don't have any other options, huh? See, I'd love to have another one of these big coasters, but they cost so much money, and I don't have it because I maxed out my loan. Oh, boy. I'm going to have to think about this. I am going to have to think about this, and we're going to have to see exactly exactly what we're going to do. I'd ask you for ideas, but you're not going to be able to, we're not going to be able to see. This also is probably something that I should have just, you know, time-lapsed through. Oh, but I digress. I got almost $5,000. Can I even build anything that's going to get people to come in here for $5,000? Cheapest bet's probably either a wooden wild mouse or another steel one. Oh yeah, these are cheap. Steel mouse 2. Wow, that's going to have weird pathing. It's absolutely going to have weird pathing. I think I could get a station entrance on that one side. Can I? I can. Nope, I can't. I don't have the cash. So now I have the cash. That's one up. I don't want that necessarily. Okay. I guess that's going to have to be good enough. Let's run with it. I only have $400 and I have to build all of my I have to build all of my queues and everything. Oh, it's my favorite song. I need to stop calling it that. Let's go with this. Oh, I'm out of cash and I'm not going to have any more unless I get a bunch of people to come in here. All right, come on. Come on. I probably need another $300 to be able to actually build this pathway here. All right, let's go. I guess I should probably have this go as tight as possible to the actual ride, huh? All right. I think I've gotten my stuff lined up right for this. Come on, big money. Let's go. Let's go. $27. There we go. Now this is connected. Oh! Well, that's bad. How did this crash? Well, that's one way to get back about $7,000. You already know what I'm about to do. You already know. If I can get this to go here. Oh, I had this flipped around. Or did I? I actually don't remember. Okay, that one did fit there. Aha! Yep, that was it. Oh, it's 97? Okay. Never mind. I will not be building that then. Yikes. We might be in a bad spot, friends. Might be in a bad spot. Because I don't have cash. I got 1,500 guests. Park rating nosedived all the way down to 909. Now it's 908. Obviously, the guest count went down because of how many people... Wow, that's actually... that's really dark. It went down 11 numbers. How many people... Oh, 12 people died. Okay. Outstanding. This might be the first time I ever fail a scenario. I mean, I only need 440 guests. And that's where I was a month and a half ago. Okay, what can I do? Because I have to have the money. It comes in from entrance tickets. But I've also made $85,000. I guess I'm just going to have to build some smaller coasters. So I do have El Cheapo. I do have El Cheapo. I could cheese it with that, but that's building any more than one of those I feel like is not really in the spirit of the game. But I can build one. I will allow myself to have a single El Cheapo. And that will fit right here. Is that one circuit? Well, they might not want to write it, but it's still going to raise the guest cap, so... Someone will want to write it eventually. The price is right. It's free. Alright. Let's see, other stuff like, you know, these escape hatches and everything also will work pretty well to get our guest count up. I need to be able to turn these trees off. Okay, that was not the correct height. Now it is. Glad I checked. So, this doesn't have to have a super long queue, it just has to have a queue. That's there. These are very cheap to build. Never hurts to have a couple of top spins. Able to spin their tops. Somewhere, at least. So that right there would not be a terrible choice. Exit going down 3 blocks in that distance is not going to work. So that's going to have to be another one of these kind of scenarios here where this just gets popped in. Okay, let's take that out. Don't want to drown people, but they're going to be dumb and go in there anyway. So that should work here. That's fine. This one can go on Berserk mode. Open. Build a couple more of these various eating and drinking establishments. Just because I have a location that will work for that. Third hot dog stall, never hurt anybody. You know what I'm about to say with that. And a drink stall can go right here on the outside. So that'll give us at least an opportunity to earn a little bit more cash here. I'm going to have trash can. We're going to have trash can. And we're still not at 1,600 guests. It costs money to run the half-price campaign. It costs the same amount of money to run the free entry campaign. But the half-price entry we still make, assuming we don't lower the price, $35 per entrant. So I'm going to say that it's worth $600 end of August to run that for 12 weeks. We don't have 12 weeks. We only have... technically, we have 9. So let's run 9 weeks for that. 9 weeks for free entry. They're not all going to have the same coupons. And the other ones are cheap. I got $5,000 left, and I just spammed everything. Advertising campaign for 9 weeks for the park is $31.50. Ran that, and I got $2,300. Let's run this and see what happens. I think we might be okay. $16.50. Okay. As long as no other coasters crash, we might be all right. Okay, here comes 1,700. First week of September. We can watch this if we have this on single speed or a slower speed at least. We can see how much everybody pays when they come in. So a bunch of those are free. So one of those is full price. That's half price. Full price. Okay. I can feel pretty good about that. Okay, middle of September, we're almost at 1,750. We are at 1,750. Okay. I have 6 weeks, thereabouts, to get another 250 people in the door. Okay, so we started those campaigns. There were 9 weeks. We're a third of the way through the campaigns. And we have gotten another, I guess I could just check the graph. Yeah, so, end of August we had 1,658, and we've got over 100. Oh, it's so sketchy. Also, people are going to leave if they want to leave. So far, these people are all turning around. They're not leaving. I really wish I had more guests coming in. Alright. Oh, I have $10,000. I have $10,000. I need to build... Let's hit pause. Let's think. Need to build a coaster that's going to get some folks in here. I got a bunch of space here. I only have 10,000 bucks. We never, ever got my steel coaster, despite having this research for so long. I guess that's it. Splash Boats isn't going to bring them in anyway. That is the... that is the next thing that's going to be purchased. Researched, whatever. Let's see, strategy is key here. Lay down coaster, these are all expensive. Corkscrew coaster is probably our best bet. I can find something around 9,000 bucks that might be decent. That's a really high intensity rating. I want it to be lower. 17 grand, that's 9.7. 7.7, okay. That might be our winner here. But I have to be able to actually build it somewhere. I don't have a great location for well, any of this, honestly. If I rotate, what happens? What if I... No? What if I do this? Yeah, that's not gonna work. Not gonna work. Not even anything over here? Turn that way? Like, I'm not seeing this outline come up at all. Alright, suspended swinging coasters are all kind of garbage. I mean, that one's only 8,000 bucks. 6,000. Don't tell me it's not because the game's paused. Okay, probably was because the game was paused. But this, if I can find a decent place for this, it might be okay. Might be okay. It's going to be pretty ugly, but I can get that to go in here. Put that queue in place. I still have 3,000 something. I've done worse. I don't know that I've, recovered from worse, but we might, oh, look at that. Look at that. All right. I mean, we're almost at 1,800. 200 guests in a month is not impossible. It's just really hard. Texas Tubs is broken down. Okay, we still have enough mechanics. Well, kind of. Trash can, trash can. Park rating has just about recovered. Oh, it super has. Okay. Alright, 18. Something. The thing that's really going to tell us is how many people are coming in from here. And as long as that doesn't stop, I think we're going to be okay. I really don't want to block the exit off. I feel like that would be super cheating. Splash boats. Alright. If I can get double drop, 2,300 bucks. 2,300 bucks. Now this does have pathing that we don't necessarily have to have. I'm going to turn that... Oh, yes. 1950. That's what I'm talking about. Let's save some cash here. If I position this exactly correctly, let's remove the supports, because I have a path right here that I can turn into something else. And let's check our height marks. That's 10 feet. I need it to be 15. If I can get this to come right in front. Let's see, 3 boats. We can go for 6. We can go for 6. That should be fine. I just need this to have... That's not the right thing. I need this to have just any amount of popularity. Would be tremendously helpful. Let's just go straight down to 10 feet here. I believe this should be okay like that. Yes, and it is. And that can go right back up. Okay, supports are back on. All we have to do is get another 140 guests in here by the end of this month. And I've more or less exhausted my options. Alright, October 8th, October 9th. We're almost to 1900. Almost there. Okay, we have 100 guests to go. And we have 3 weeks. We got 3 weeks remaining on that. Let's advertise. What the heck is this thing called? $13.98. Okay, $13.98. All I need is 3 weeks. $600. Free rides on a particular ride. They're always free. They're always free. All right, tentacles, save us now. 3 tentacles. Free tentacles for 3 weeks. All right, folks. I think I've done just about everything I can possibly do short of cheesing it and blocking the exit, which I don't think any of you would be happy with me if I did. So, 1950, 1960, 1970, 1980, 90. Come on. All right, there's our 2000. There's our 2000 on October 25th. Nobody's allowed to leave. Absolutely no one is allowed to leave. I'm not going to block it off, but you're not allowed to leave. 20 guests. We're over the margin with 5 days to go by 30 guests now. Oh boy, what a finish to this one. So yeah, I'm glad this seems to be working out fine. I am very glad you continue watching these videos and supporting this series, because you know these videos objectively don't do very well compared to everything else, but I have such a good time doing them, and I know everybody who watches these really likes them. And that's what the beard boosters are for, to subsidize the content and make sure that we can just do what we want to do. So I really appreciate those folks for stepping up and doing a little bit of a guarantee that we can continue doing the fun things and not just, you know, what is going to make the algorithm happy. Always going to be thankful for those folks. But man, that was close. That was real close. So we're gonna just go ahead and put our names on the list and get a move on. All right, we finally did it. $332,033 company value. On the list it goes, and then on your way you go. Have a fantastic rest of your day, whatever it is you're doing. Stay safe, have fun, and we'll see you again soon. Take care. Bye-bye.